All right, Michael, thank you very much. Tom Jackson with me, 10-10. What a fake by Charlie Batch on the touchdown pass. And Detroit's hung right in. They've screened, as you suggested, to Barry Sanders.
And they have run the ball, as you suggested. I think that we knew that the Packers had to come out and make a commitment to the running game. They've done that tonight with Travis Jervey. And then I think we give the Detroit Lions a lot of credit for their resiliency. The one thing when I talked with them this week that they were most concerned about, it was falling behind in a game against Brett Favre, having Barry Sanders taken out of that game and allowing Brett Favre to get that high-scoring offense started. They have held in.
They'll tie ball game at half, and we expect a good one prime time on Monday night when the Patriots host the Jets, and you know what that means. But it also means Drew Bledsoe, I mean, can he play any better than he did last week against the Chiefs? The touchdown to the rookie Robert Edwards, who scored a TD in his first 5 games. Play action, lob to Ben Coates. Third quarter, the route is more than on. Ben 40-10 as Coates catches another TD. The Patriots dissect the Kansas City Chiefs. And now joining us live from Massachusetts is Drew Bledsoe. And Drew, first of all, thanks for staying up real late on a Thursday night to join us. We appreciate that.
Oh, glad to do it. I was watching the game anyway.
I figured. Hey, do you feel yourself, Drew, that you are a more accomplished quarterback this year than 2 years ago when you took the Patriots to the Super Bowl?
Well, you know, the big thing is I want to try and improve every year, and so I think that I've graduated to another level this year. But the big thing is that the guys around me are playing so well that they're allowing me to have a lot of confidence and you know, and play in a really comfortable place when I'm on the field.
Drew, what does Ernie Zampese's offense do for a quarterback? I mean, we see him go and just seems like quarterbacks get more comfortable. What does he do for a quarterback?
Well, he asked for a lot of precision out of the receivers, which is a big change. You know, our receivers now, rather than going to a certain depth, are on a certain number of steps. And so I really know exactly where they're going to be when I release the ball. So I can get back, get rid of the ball quickly, and you know, for that reason, don't take many hits and am able to pick up yards in chunks.
As part of that, your play in the fourth quarter, which really didn't come into play against Kansas City, but it just seems, not that you weren't good then before, but it just seems late in a ball game you're having as good a year as you've ever had, maybe better.
Well, yeah, you know, and that's, you know, like I say, it's a factor of the guys on our team really stepping up and making plays at those times. You know, I'm not a quarterback who's going to create a lot of things, you know, by running around, you know, a la, you know, Brett Favre. But, you know, if I can put the ball in the hands of my guys, they can make plays, and that's really what's happening.
You're playing Bill Parcells and the New York Jets this week. It's a year removed. You had some comments. Everybody had comments. But is the grudge match part of this removed a little bit now? It's just an important division game, or is there still something there?
Well, there's still a little something there. You know, people still remember Bill and the fact that he took us to a Super Bowl, and you know, he had a large impact on this area. So, you know, there's a little bit of that left, but it is a year removed, and some of the craziness is gone now. But it's, you know, now it's a great rivalry. You know, you know, they're close to us. You know, both you know, on the map and in the division, and so you know, it's a great rivalry, and we'll have a lot of fun with it.
Well, we wish you luck in that in 10 seconds or less. Peyton Manning, Ryan Lee for watching this. You went through what they're going through. You got advice to them?
Man, they just got to hang in there. It's a long ride, and you just got to be patient and keep plugging away, and eventually things turn around as your team gets better around you.
Drew, we appreciate you joining us. I know Monday night's a big ball game up there. We know the crowd will be nuts, and you look like you're ready to tussle with them. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, Drew Bledsoe.
Thanks, Drew.
Throwing for 1,300 yards already this year as the Patriots are off to a great start. Only lost to Denver on opening night. Has blemished their 4-1 mark. Sunday night countdown for 2 hours gets you set for the game. NFL primetime is an hour this week at 7:30. Back with Mike Ditka in a moment.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz.
When we return, the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, Hall of Famer Mike Ditka. One of the topics of discussion is newest quarterback, Kerry Collins, a Saint.
Welcome back to the Mercedes-Benz halftime report with your host, Chris Berman.
Welcome back to halftime. Packers and the Lions are tied at 10 at the Silverdome. Well, big doings this week as the New Orleans Saints have signed Kerry Collins, former #1 draft pick, Carolina Panthers, to be a backup quarterback. Joining us now live from New Orleans is Mike Ditka, the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. And first of all, Coach, we appreciate you joining us. And it's been a fun year for you at 3-2 thus far, hasn't it?
Well, I don't know. I didn't have too much fun last week.
I know.
I'll tell you that, Chris.
Well, listen, you signed Kerry Collins this week. Mike, Can he help you this year? I mean, I'm not asking you to predict when and if he's going to absolutely play, but could he help you this year?
I think you got to look at this guy. He was the #1 pick. He took the Panthers to the championship game 2 years ago or 3 years ago, his second year in the league. This guy's a good football player. I don't know. I know what happened down there. Some of it, not everything. He can play football. He's a talent. Yes, he can help us.
Mike, this is Joe Theismann. I'm curious. A lot of coaches talk to some of the leaders on their football team and find out if a guy that has a reputation or is reportedly having quit on a ball club, have you talked to your guys on the team and say, hey, look, what happens if we add a Kerry Collins who said certain things reportedly, and how will it affect your ball club?
Joe, I think you know that people perceive every issue that's out there in their own way. I know one thing now, and I'll tell you this honestly, he's not a quitter. So I don't know what happened down there between. I think there was some miscommunication, misunderstanding. I'm not saying he didn't do anything wrong. He probably did. He probably did some things he probably regrets. But I can't worry about that. That's the past. He's our property now. We love to have him. If the people on their team don't like him, that's their problem. Our people on our team, I think, like him very much. I know our owner does. I know our general manager and president does. I know I do. And from all the players I've talked to, including our quarterbacks, they like him.
If you've got a situation and you want to get Kerry ready to go to work, when you look at your offense and the complexity of it, in a time frame, when do you think he might be able to play if you so desire to use him?
Joe, I think within a week, if you really, by the next week, if you wanted to do it that way, I'm not saying you could have every call in there, but it wouldn't be a problem for him. He's a smart kid. I mean, I just watched him today. He came out. He was taking a physical. He came out on the field. He started picking things up immediately after practice. After he got done with the media, he went in and spent a lot of time with our quarterbacks on film and talking about the offense, the pass plays, the running game. So, he's got a genuine interest. This is another great opportunity for him, and he wants to make the best of it.
Speaking of opportunities, Mike, it's Chris again. Billy Joe Tolliver, I guess, starts for you this week against Atlanta. Falcon a year ago. This is kind of a big game as you guys look up at San Francisco. Of course, Atlanta's still tied with them. This is a big benchmark for your team, don't you think, playing 4-1 Atlanta, about where you really stand? Do you look at the game that way?
Well, it really is in the sense of the way we played last week. We have to find out if we're capable of letting go of what happened last week and rebounding. I mean, that's essential. We have to find that out. Plus, we're playing a very good Atlanta football team. Believe me, Dan has done a great job with those guys. And when you watch them on film, but believe me, they're awfully impressive in every area. And I mean, our guys are looking forward to the challenge. We know what it is. We know who we are. And I don't think anybody on our team fools. We have to play a certain way, and we have to play air-free football to be successful.
Well, you and Dan go way back, and I know you have some pleasantries before the game. We look forward. Hey, everyone's enjoyed watching you this year, Mike. Enjoy yourself and the Saints with a 3-2 start. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Chris, thank you. God bless.
All right, Mike.